Hello and welcome again to Casual Magic. This time it's the Hour of Devastation pre-release. I went yesterday because I have time in the summer and I thought, sure, it'll be fun. It was fun last year. So what was my promo? Overwhelming Splendor. This thing is going to be so much fun in EDH. But, it costs 8 to get out. It costs, double white in there, 6 and double white. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know. We'll see if I have enough to support it. So I got other rares, including things like Scavenger Grounds, which I didn't really want to play, or New Perspectives, which I definitely did not want to play. And then eventually came along packs and, oh, cool, Nicol Bolas. Yes, absolutely. I am going Grixis. I am building a Nicol Bolas deck. And I tried my best. I mean, let's say one of my other rares was Hour of Devastation. Great. At least it's a board wipe. But among the red that I had available, there's first Fist-Bending Minotaur. Okay, cool that he's got first strike and you can pump him up a little bit. Magmaroth gets weaker. Generic ones, Menace, couple of spells. Those are other ones. Not 3-1 for 3, not so great as an artifact. Open Fire, I don't like it at all. You can gain or get your creatures trample. Do 1 to each of your opponent's creatures, but if they're beefy, that doesn't work. And then you can exert this thing. So really, not a whole lot of help in red. Now, as far as blue, not bad. Supreme Will, it's good. Gives you some flexibility as a counter spell, or at least trying to search for 4 cards and drawing one of them. Let's see. Strategic Planning, again, card draw. Not so great of a counter spell. This one is drawing the card and discarding the card, but only if you cast a non-creature spell this turn, so not so great. A 1-1, meh. It's okay. Too expensive for a flyer. I didn't really like this as a big beefy ender. Unsummon I did at least get some sort of use out of. And then for the black, I did have Liliana's Defeat in as a sideboard, and I did put it in, but I never got to use it. Flyers. Soul Stinger's still okay. Accursed Horde's okay, but I didn't have enough zombies to back it up. I didn't really cycle. I didn't want to put out a bunch of 2/2s that late in the game. Banewhip Punisher is good. He's got some definite use. Lay Bare the Heart I loved, and unfortunately I had my opponent use this against me twice in a row. So I used it once against him one game to get rid of his Bolas. He used it against me in the next game to get rid of Bolas, and then he used another one to get rid of my other card and completely screwed me over. Lurching Rot Beast is okay. Scrounger Souls, it was alright to get lifelink, but that was quickly shut down. This was okay just to get a creature back. Wretched Camel I like just to force discard. Ruin Rat, nice to have Death Touch out there. And then other ones I didn't use. So at least for the first game, I did great. 2-0. Awesome. Second game, I went up against a superior Bolas deck, and he just manhandled me because he had absolutely too much removal. And he's like, okay, so let's go through. Let's take some stuff out because you can probably do better. So here's some lands that you're running. That one's not great because it puts you a land behind. You don't probably need to run that many deserts. This land's not going to help you at all. Let's start looking through what you have. And then out of what I had left, he said, you know what? You've actually got enough in here that you can do probably green and white and splash a little blue, and I think you'll do much better. I was like, okay, great. So things I didn't use, yeah, it's nice to have a foil zombie. This Cartouche isn't necessarily that great. Another Mummy. It's okay to have Reach, yeah, Spell. And I did have this used against me once for a guy that was going wide, but I still did it. Haze of Pollen to prevent combat damage. I had it used against me. I didn't use it, but definitely had it used against me. This one I did get a little bit of work out of to start when I had more deserts in there, but in the end I just decided that It took too long to get a desert out, and it didn't really help out that much, and I wanted equipment versus this. So to show you what I had, if I get some of this stuff out of the way that I definitely didn't use, I gave up on these eventually. Did not like you two. I'll just keep you two there. So I used Survivor's Encampment. That way at least I could tap an untapped creature I controlled to get 1 mana of any color in my mana pool. That helped with mana fixing. That way, in case I needed, let's say, like a double green sometimes, I could have something like a worthless 2/2 zombie out there, tap it, get my mana and put out another creature. That way at least I had a blocker. So that was somewhat useful. I did get one of these cycling lands. Not necessarily that great, again, because I wasn't doing cycling, but it helped with mana fixing. Now, Exemplar of Strength, when you put it out, it comes out as a 1/1, and then when you attack with it, you can remove a -1/-1 counter and then gain 1 life. The nice thing about this was, because of other things like equipment and enchantment, I could keep attacking with this thing and very quickly make it back into a 4/4 again. That's okay, that's okay. Standard 3/3. This one was nice. This, I was 1 turn away from being able to exert it and finally get up to the 8 mana I needed to cast Overwhelming Splendor, and then naturally the guy removed this card and ruined my plan and I lost. Tenacious Hunter, I just pretty much got it as a 4/4. Bitterbow Sharpshooters, very good. 5 for 4/4 with Vigilance and Reach. That is perfectly playable in draft or pre-release. I think it's okay. Rampaging Hippo, it was nice to have a 5/6 trample, and then Sifter Worm to get 7/7 with trample for 7, and when it enters the battlefield, scry 3 and reveal the top card, gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost, which unfortunately in my case, the one time that I was able to cast it, I only gained 2 lives, so that didn't necessarily help out that much. Moving on to white, at Adorned Pouncer, this card was magnificent. 1 and a white for 1/1 with Double Strike, and just being able to get this thing out early. It has Double Strike. Equip it so it was a 3/1, so it could do 6 points of damage, and then I could, or no, yeah, 6 points of damage, and then I could give it a Cartouche of Knowledge, make it even more powerful with a 1/1. So then it was a 4/2 flyer. It got out of hand so quickly with this. So unless you had an answer to this thing early on, and I could get this thing flying, then the game was pretty much over. Just 2/2 zombie. I didn't really go zombie tribal, so that didn't help out at all. 2/2 creature, solitary camel. If I had the desert out, it was lifelink, but pretty much it was just to have some sort of additional body out there to do something. 2/3 vigilance was okay. 3/3 flyer and gain 3 life. That was somewhat helpful. As far as putting in the blue, I just had the 2 flyers, 3/2 and a 2/2. This one was really nice because when it attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. So that way I could get my other creatures out and have them fly as well. And that was definitely useful. Dagger of the Worthy, this is the one that I picked over that wall later on and put this one in. It was nice being able to give a creature +2/+0 and afflict 1. That way if it was blocked, the defending player would lose 1 life. And more often than not, I got this thing on a flyer. So let's say if I had a 3/2 or a 2/2, I could suddenly be doing 4 or 5 points of damage. So it was useful. It was definitely useful. And as far as other stuff, Cartouche of Knowledge, I got so much use out of this card. So I think it's not going to break a game, but it's certainly overpowered for a 2 mana cost common. I mean, it's 1 and a blue. You enchant a creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Okay, drawing a card for 2, cool. And the enchanted creature gets +1/+1, cool, and has flying. So you're getting 3 benefits for 2 mana. So it's nice. It gives you a flyer early on. And let's say if you do something with that cat, you could get a lot of use out of it. Or late game, let's say like Sifter Worm, to make it an 8/8 flyer with trample, because that totally makes sense in Magic. It was fun. I got a lot of use out of this card. It was very, very fun. Unquenchable Thirst just basically as control to lock a creature down. Sandblast to do 5 points of damage to an attacking blocking creature. Got some use out of that. Stinging Shot I had in there, but in the end I never used it. So it was okay. Oh, and then, let's see. Then it was 6 forests, 6 plains, 3 islands. And at least for the day, I ended up getting 3 full art lands. Nice. So the first game I went 2-0, great. Second game went up against that other guy with the Bolas deck. Lost easily 0-2. And at that point, redid the deck, made this one with that guy's help, and then went 2-0, 2-1, and then 0-2. And the last guy, I even got him down to 5 life at one point, and he came back from it just because he finally hit the mana that he needed, and suddenly he started rolling with all of these red creatures that basically were triggering off that creatures I had couldn't block, and it was just out of control. I mean, it was so close. And in another game with him, I was one turn away from being able to cast Overwhelming Splendor. He blew up my dude who could make 2 mana. So I was stuck at 6, and that ended that. So it was competitive. It was fun. I think overall this worked a lot better for me than going with the Nicol Bolas deck early on, just because I didn't have enough supporting cards to go with it. If I could get Bolas out, like I did one game, drop him down, and my opponent just basically conceded at that point, great. But if I did not get Bolas out, the other ones just didn't work. I didn't really get enough in my packs to do much of anything. But it was nice. We had a big crowd. At least based on the sign-up sheet, the last person to hang out was 33rd, and I know someone dropped out early on, so there should have been at least 34, if not more like 40. Top 16 got prizes. Yay, I finished 13th, so I got 3 prize packs, which if you see my channel, and I'll probably end up using the same picture for this video, I ended up actually coming out and seeing a rainbow, so I took a picture and had like the rainbow going straight into my little prizes here, so it's kind of cute. And it was funny too, because actually this is a summer playmat, and it's got the rainbow on it, so it just kind of worked out thematically for the day. I thought that was pretty cool to see that coming out. It's like, haha, this was meant to be. They're truly meant to be with coming in first place, but hey, I'm satisfied how I did. I got a Bolas and the promo Overwhelming Splendor. I can't complain. All of these can be trash, and I'd be okay with it. But as usual, I'll open these up in separate little quick videos. I'll just record those right after this one. And if you can, let me know how you did in a pre-release, or at least let me know how you think my cards looked ahead of time, and if changing decks was a good idea. I want to know your opinion. And until next time, good luck.